ask everyone to take their seats, please. We'll be starting shortly. All right, that was fast. Good listening crew today. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us today. I'm going to start off our time together just by acknowledging that we're on the territory of the Treaty 6 First Nation and the homeland of the Métis people. We are very grateful to be welcomed to these lands to do our business, to celebrate all levels of athleticism, especially professional sport. My name is Stephanie Klopchuk, and I will be your MC today as we announce Saskatoon's elite basketball team. I am also here on behalf of Saskatoon Sport Tourism and Tourism Saskatoon as we share in the excitement of welcoming yet another professional sports team to our city. I'd just like to take a moment to acknowledge some special guests in the audience today. Ken Chevaldeoff, MLA for Saskatoon, and Art Postal, who is the chair of the SaskTel board, and accompanied by Adele Butner, who is the outgoing chair of SaskTel. So today, we are going to be celebrating basketball, with basketball being the #1 sport played in North America besides soccer. This is huge news for Saskatoon, most notably because of the positive impact that this is going to have on our community. Our youth programs are going to be uplifted by having professional athletes in our city, and we are going to see an increase in visitation to our city through the welcoming of this sports team. Adding the third professional team to Saskatchewan to our city will help us show the world that there is so much more to Saskatoon than many people think. We are innovative, welcoming, fun, world-class, and truly create the best energy in this country. Today, we are going to hear from all of the gentlemen that are surrounding me today. To my left, Will Lofdahl, the CEO of SaskTel Centre, Troy Davies, Saskatoon City Councillor, Michael Lawson, the MLA for Saskatoon, or Eric Lawson, sorry. Mike Morale, beside me, CEO of the CEBL, and Lee Genier, who is the COO and Chief Operating Officer, Western Operations for CEBL. We will be unveiling the team name, colors, and logo, and immediately following, we will be conducting a one-on-one questioning and a media scrum, so please do stick around if you have any questions. Before we begin, I would like to take a minute to just provide a brief breakdown of the Canadian Elite Basketball League. The CEBL is a professional basketball league that will be tipping off in May of 2019 and will play during the spring and summer. The league consists of, this league consists of a number of teams. 6. My apologies. The league consists of 6 teams that are located in St. Catharines, Hamilton, Edmonton, Abbotsford, Guelph, and right here in Saskatoon. The league will play a season of 20 games, and here in Saskatoon, we will be seeing 10 games in our city. While basketball provides a backdrop, each of the team's 10 home games will be a special event, delivering entertainment before, during, and after all of the games for all ages. The CEBL will be the only professional sports league in Canada that adheres to the International Basketball Federation's rules and operations, making for a fast-paced, more exciting basketball game. This is in perfect alignment with Saskatoon's vibrant community, which we are already getting ready for the welcoming back of FIBA's 3-on-3 street basketball game, which we will be hosting in 3 short weeks. This is a league created by Canadians for Canadians, to develop Canadian talent among players, coaches, officials, and administrators. More than half of each team's roster will be comprised of Canadian players, many who will spend the traditional basketball season playing in professional leagues around the world. This will enable the CEBL to have a higher caliber of play that we have seen in Canada outside of the NBA, and we really encourage everybody to visit the website at www.cebl.com to find out more information. Now that's enough from me. I'd like to hand it over first to Will Lofdahl, who is the CEO of SaskTel Centre, to share more about the team's arrival to Saskatoon. Please help me in welcoming Will to the podium.
Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate that. On behalf of the staff of SaskTel Center and our board of directors in the city of Saskatoon, I want to express our appreciation to the Canadian Elite Basketball League for selecting the city of Saskatoon as one of the 6 inaugural Canadian communities to host a team for the 2019 spring and summer season, which is a great time period for us, I believe, to be having a team in this community. I think it'll do very well because of that time slot. As Stephanie mentioned, there will be 6 Canadian communities that are involved in the first league, first season of the league, and there's 10 home games and 10 road games. We'll give people within the community an opportunity to come out and see some good basketball, and then the playoffs will follow that. We're also really looking forward to working with the good people within the league. Mike Morielli is the Chief Executive Officer of the league. He's a former CFL standout with 12 years as a player in the league. He also served as president of the CFL Players Association. So we look forward to working with him and his energy and also his staff for the betterment of the league and making this a good, successful, thriving league for years to come. We'll also be working with Lee Genier. He's the president and CEO of the Western operations of the league, and Lee is no stranger. Lee's no stranger to Saskatoon, for he helped make the Rush the success that they are. He also spent 19 years as a senior administrator with the Calgary Stampeders, and also spent 5 years with the Canadian bobsled and skeleton team. So Lee's no stranger to sports, both on the professional and the amateur level. So we certainly look forward to working with him. Again, we express our appreciation to the league selecting Saskatoon as a site for a team, and we look forward to the inaugural year. Thank you very much. I'm going to hand things off to Troy Davies right now.
Thanks, Will. And Stephanie with Sports Tourism, thank you for having us here today. She had me throwing some beanbags in Blaine Lake on the weekend, so it's no pressure there, but I did well. Anyways, I'm here today representing the city of Saskatoon as Worship Mayor Clark, my fellow city councilors, and I guess my strategic area that I kind of oversee with the city of Saskatoon with our rec, leisure, and culture, I believe is what it is. And so I'm happy to be here today. This is a huge announcement, and not only for Saskatoon, but for sports in general and what we have to offer our youth in the city. So we have seen through our other professional leagues that we have in the city here that it has that trickle-down effect, and it really affects the kids, and we start to see the sports grow, and that's what we want to see with basketball. Basketball has a strong, I'd say, rec leagues, and we have a strong university program, and this just takes us to the next level. So I want to thank Mike for bringing that to Saskatoon. We appreciate it. Lee, thank you for coming back to Saskatoon. You have a strong community background. You know more than all of us that it takes, you can't just have a team here, you have to be involved in the community, and you know that blueprint, and it's happy to see you here. For moving forward for the city, our goal is just to make it inviting for professional sports, concerts, whatever that might be, to come here. And we do that through our board. I sit on the SaskTel Center board, and Will's our leader on that. Art, Adele, Paul, we have you here from the board as well, and we have members from SaskTel Center here as well. That's the team to make this happen. The city is just here to say thank you, but all the work happens on the day-to-day basis from these individuals. So thank you for being here. Happy to have you, and wish you all luck.
Thank you very much, Troy. And now I would like to ask everyone's help in welcoming Eric to the stage. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Stephanie, and being called Mike was probably the best name I've been called in the last several months, so I'm grateful for that. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm pleased to be here, and I'm joined with my colleague, the Minister of Central Services, Ken Cheveldayoff, the MLA for Saskatoon Willow Grove, and my former colleague, Troy Davies, on Saskatoon City Council. I'm pleased to be here on behalf of Premier Scott Moe and the Minister of Parks, Culture and Sport, G. Mikowski, as well as your government of Saskatchewan. What a great event to be a part of. The interest in basketball is growing in Saskatoon and in other communities across the province. I had the opportunity this spring to participate in a basketball tournament, a Filipino basketball tournament in Melfort this spring, and we lost. But it was an all-star team of MLAs, and we weren't shamed too badly. I think it was 35-4, so it wasn't that bad. Having been born and raised in Saskatoon, sport in this city is something near and dear and close to my heart. And now a basketball championship is the next hurdle to overcome. I congratulate the Elite Basketball League for their vision to see a national league that stretches across our nation, and for their efforts to see this popular sport succeed in mid-sized cities. This new league, featuring some of our country's best talent, is sure to raise interest in the sport here in Saskatoon and across our province. This is a new and unique undertaking, and government is proud to support your entrepreneurial effort. It is important that our citizens have access to sport as athletes and as fans. Saskatchewan residents love to participate in a wide variety of sports, and basketball is popular for ages and all abilities. We know for certain they will be cheering on their new home team in the CEBL. Engaging in sport and recreation creates local pride and vibrant quality of life. There will be opportunity before and after the games to connect with friends and family and enjoy local music, food, and entertainment. Activities such as these strengthen our communities and grow our economy, and we are projected to continue to have one of the strongest population growth rates in all of Canada. Just recently, the population in Saskatchewan grew to more than 1.17 million people, and with this growing multicultural population, sports will continue to unite us. So in closing, let me congratulate the investors, team owners, and all others involved with this new and exciting sports venture. Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now I'd like to call upon Mike, as Chief Executive Officer of the CEBL. Please help me in welcoming Mike to the podium.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Eric. Ken, everyone else that is in attendance today. It is very exciting to be here in Saskatoon. I've been here once before in the winter. It was a little bit on the cold side. And to see the sun shining and the beautiful river, beautiful location here at the Sheraton. Thank you for hosting us at the top floor here, so we can enjoy the beautiful sights of Saskatoon. Coming to Saskatoon was a pretty easy decision. It's certainly a market that follows its sporting teams and is also big about community. And that goes for the whole province of Saskatchewan. Obviously, you go anywhere in the world and you'll find a Rider jersey somewhere or other, no matter where you may be. Hopefully you'll find, I won't give away the name yet, Lee, but one of our jerseys in the near future as well. The ability to come here and play in the summer was an opportunity for us that we didn't want to pass up. The summertime presents a lot of opportunities for basketball. Certainly it helps with the venue, to help fill some dates. It helps with the community to be active and outside and rally around certain activities to get people together. Sport is obviously one of them. And it allows the opportunity for players, international players and Canadian players, to play basketball in the summer months when typically is their off months from international basketball. We will play FIBA rules like mentioned before. The reason for that is it's the game that's played around the world by everyone with the exception of the NBA. It's the international basketball standard. We'll follow the rules and regulations of FIBA as well as the officiating rules followed by Canada Basketball. And it also has a bit of a shorter game, so it's 10-minute quarters, which allows fans to come in, experience what the game is like pre-game with our events, during the game, and then post-game. But it's wrapped up in a little bit of a tighter window so people can still get out afterwards, whether we have an afternoon start or evening start, and enjoy the great weather in the summertime. There are a lot of, that we've started with 6 teams. We have very high hopes for the Saskatoon market. There has been interest elsewhere. We will grow to 12 teams maximum at when we're ready to do so. We'll do that very selectively. To give you a bit of background on the CEBL, we're a corporately owned entity that owns the league and all the teams. That was done purposely to make sure that basketball is here to stay for a long time. We don't want to come in and we don't ask of anything from anyone. We don't have our hands out. We want to really become partners in the community and grow not only the team locally across the province, but also grow within further communities across the country. The growth of basketball in this country is really high. We have 13 players playing in the NBA. A few more were drafted in the NBA draft last week. There's 100 players playing the NCAA. There's 160 Canadians playing overseas in other international leagues, and there's hundreds and hundreds of players playing at U Sports. We have to take advantage of this and seize this moment in Canada basketball. Too often our players, our really good players, have to go elsewhere to get their professional fix. We would like to keep them here to where they can play in their communities, when they can play in front of their family and friends, and the Canadians get to enjoy kind of what we've built and what we've created. We know that the legacy of basketball is important as well. So we're in our best efforts to grow the legacy of basketball. All teams will have a vast majority of player rosters reserved for Canadians in that 60 or 70% range. The remaining 30 or 40% will be with international players, and they could be from the US, they could be from Turkey, they could be from Australia, Europe, all over the world. Basketball is played outside of the 500 players that play in the NBA. Tens of thousands of professionals play basketball around this world. We're looking forward to playing the SaskTel Center. Scott and Will, we toured the venue late last year, and it's a great place to play. And I know it has a history of selling out and people going to watch. So no pressure, Lee, but that's also on your plate as well. But thank you very much for the warm welcome, not only to the city of Saskatoon, but the province of Saskatchewan. And I look forward to tip-off in May of 2019. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike, and very exciting words to hear from the CEBL. And finally, I'd like to call upon our final speaker, Lee Genier, who is the president again and the COO of the CEBL Western Operations. And finally, please help me in welcoming Lee to the podium.
Well, first of all, thank you all very much for attending, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister Ken Sheveldayoff, Will Lofdell, Troy Davies, Honorable Erica Lawson as well. And thank you, Mike. You know, when Mike, I was headed out on a trip, believe it or not. I know I like to travel, and I got a call from Mike, and I used to watch Mike when I was a kid, playing football. So, how excited could I be? I was like, geez, Mike. So, we had some great discussions, and he shared his vision along with the ownership group. And, this thing came, it took some while to get together. Certainly as Mike alluded to, we have 6 teams launching across the country, which is incredibly exciting. To launch a league that is one of the, the fastest growing sports in North America. And, I'm incredibly excited to be back in this province. I love this province, and, I love to call it home. So I'm incredibly excited for that. So I want to thank a few people, because to make this all happen takes an incredible amount of work, and we have a great team in our office. We have great ownership in Richard Petco that made all this possible. Everyone in our executive, we have a very deep executive team across the league. Which when a lot of people ask me what is going to make this successful, is because we're building a great foundation from the start, and that's the way you build a great league. So. In moving forward, being part of the community is huge, as Troy alluded to. Is you're everywhere, and when I originally moved here back in 2015, I think I was everywhere. So that was certainly something that I think resonated with everyone here, and like I say, it's been a pleasure to be back and see a lot of familiar faces. So. Without further ado, I'm going to kind of share our vision of what our games will look like. Is you're going to have great talent, as Mike alluded to. There's a ton of amazing talent, Canadian, international talent that we have to draw on, and that's going to make our great game. But what makes a great event is everything you wrap around that. Is just an amazing party. I think everybody knows that I like to throw a good party, and I plan to do that again with, and it's going to take, a great community to do that. So, again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to Mike, to our ownership group. to all the folks in their office that have been working tirelessly to make this happen, to Josh, to Nate, to Darren, to Nick, to Jeff, you name it, in our office, Glenn, I'm trying to remember, John Lashway, and Cameron Cush, Michelle Bissick, all of it are out of our office, and hopefully I haven't forgotten anybody, and of course Pam Kenny, that's is really the boss. So without further ado, I would like to turn your attention to the screen, and I give to you your newest professional sports team in Saskatchewan. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your Saskatchewan Rattlers. Thank you very much.
Right on. Thank you very much, Lee. And a big thank you to all of you who took some time today to come and spend some time with us here. What an awesome name. I feel like we can all get behind that. And coming from a community like Saskatoon, it does not take much to pick up a basketball and go find a net to play. From us being young children to families to us being adults. I think that this is something that we can all feel very proud of. And over the next summer and the next year, let's all get behind this sport. Let's all be courtside in 3 weeks when FIBA shows up in our downtown street, and let's all be here behind our Rattlers. We would like to have the opportunity to answer a few questions. For those of you who would like to stick around, by all means, please do stay. And we all can't wait to be courtside. Thank you all to the gentlemen around me for being here today. We're so honored to have you here in recognition of our newest sports team. And I would like to say a big go Saskatoon Rattlers. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks all for coming.